often I've seen coaches brought in when the house of cards is down and they HR or let's get some coaching. Absolutely. Here you go, here's some coaching that's going to fix it. What do you see as a coach brought into maybe coaches that are
exactly what you're saying there? Definitely experience that where it is unfortunately too late. I think what's important in those situations is that the organisation accepts that situation, because the coaching should be personal. So yes, we may have clients who we're coaching who are expressing, as you're working with them, that you're coming to the point of they want to exit the business. And really it's about, then it can be supporting a good transition. It can be good succession planning. So you still have the opportunity to do that in those sessions. What is it you want to do to leave well if we are at that point where we can't go any further? But I think a lot of what gets expressed in those situations is frustration. Because it's not where it needs to be. You may still have strong commitment though. So the other side of it is you still got leaders who are committed and they want to be part of the remedy. They want to fix it. And what we're working on is how to equip them to navigate that, managing upwards, influence and negotiation, tackling self-doubt. Because when a culture is broken, self-doubt can be rife for leaders, really rise up in those spaces. So calling that out, creating safety to tackle that, supporting them with supporting their teams. Because again, if the culture's broken, quite often they'll be working in really challenging environments and their team will be, supporting that leader to be honest. This is what I can do, this is what I can't, and being able to sit with that. So I think, yes, sometimes, as you say, we're brought in a little too late and you can't retain everybody who's working with you. But on other times, you have the opportunity to absolutely support those leaders as you're moving through a difficult change. Mergers, so organisations coming together, needing to kind of build a new culture overnight. That's common. We're seeing more leaders leaving, so inheriting and absorbing a team or a function that you didn't have before, that's really common. So absolutely being able to work with leaders in those spaces, people being promoted very quickly because the business is moving so fast, it's rapid. So all of those scenarios, absolutely being able to work with, and I relish those opportunities, because being honest, that's when those leaders need more support than ever, not because they're not capable, but to be as effective and efficient and the best leaders that they can be in that space. I think coaching provides the space to be able to do that. And I also hear people recognizing and appreciating that, so they feel recognized by the organization investing in their personal development, and they see coaching as a personal development investment, not like we're sending everybody on the program for a cohort of 50. Sometimes that's the right tool, but I think what I hear a lot is people really recognizing and valuing that personal investment that they feel the business is making in their development. That's
what I love. I think you said in another conversation about the fact that you have team coaching. I think coaching, if I look back at my career, I think I was fortunate to get coaching early on, but the earlier you can get coaching and get used to what those conversations feel like as an individual contributor, it would be amazing. So investing, rather than sending the 50, off to Switzerland for 5 days or whatever, let's take that and kind of break it down across some team coaching, some junior coaching, as well as senior leadership coaching. And then my final kind of question to you was about hiring into broken cultures. What does that look like? What does that feel like for you?
One of the best definitions I've heard of culture is the worst behaviour tolerated by business. And I think that is so true. It's that the definition that we kind of use going into organisations to understand what it really means to work and belong to this organisation, to give your time commitment, your energy, your space. What does it mean? So we often speak with members of a variety of employee resource groups before we do work with them, because we want to know exactly what that culture looks like. There is no such thing as a perfect culture, but where are they in the journey in terms of trying to make it an even better experience for all groups that work for them as a business? So we do a lot of due diligence before we appoint our leaders into organisations. When it's a broken organisation, for me, it's fairly easy for us to tell, because we have so many different touch points by way of getting a brief and understanding the role and the business, there are typically red flags kind of popping up all over the place if the hiring manager has told us one brief, one assignment, and then we've spoken to other people in the organization that completely go against where the messaging is just completely misaligned. Like, there are absolute red flags here. So where does that problem lie? Is it with the person that we're meant to be hiring into? Is it in their function, in their role? So we do a lot of data excavation so that we are backed up by the insights that we get from the business, because from the outside you might look and say, oh, they've got a really poor culture, and you get in and they love it. It's absolutely, it's fantastic. They're being really well looked after. It's the little things that they receive from the business that make them feel really valued. And again, we know all of the shiny kinds that look great from the outside, and when we get in, the mental health problems are off the charts.
Yes.
It's really for us about doing that due diligence before we appoint any leader into a business.
I love it. I just had a vision there. I was creating or having conversations about those little things, like what are the red flags? Because not everybody will be sought by a company such as yours and be allowed to work or be able to work with a company like yours. What are the 3 red flags you should look out for if you want to do some due diligence on a company? Look at their Glassdoor. If you can have conversations with more than one person, or don't take the job too quickly. There's the little things that I can think of straight away, thinking, oh my gosh, there's some nuggets there.
There are. I built my business because I saw myself as a product of the problem that I'm trying to solve. So black, female, lower socioeconomic background, I'm the product. You are saying that you want more of me in your organization. How am I receiving you right now as a business? You've invited me in to tell me about this opportunity. How am I being treated immediately in this first briefing conversation? If you've scheduled 20 minutes with me and you're like, great, this is what I want, or you've just sent a job spec through without spending the time to get to know me because I'm representing I am your brand ambassador, or you don't think that it's worth your time to spend 45 minutes really talking to me about the key core criteria that you need from this person, this isn't going to go well. This isn't right, because you do not value the person I'm trying to bring in for you. You're already telling me I've got no time. I'm not interested in you, the recruiter, and you, the prospective person coming in. So that's big red flag for me. And also, when invited into a discussion for candidates, a red flag is, do you feel like you have to sell yourself to them? I'm here because this is what I can do for your business. Or are they creating space and inviting you in because they see your value, and they kick off the conversation by saying, this is what I do in this business. Here's my role. Here's my responsibilities. And they are painting the picture for you instead of giving you a blank canvas. And they're like, I've got a picture in my mind. You draw it. You're like, wait, what? I don't know. Exactly. So it's all about the repositioning of the balance, where historically we were like, please, I'll be so lucky to work for you. If that hiring manager, if that business is saying, wow, we can't believe you're sat in front of us, Monique, thank you for spending time to even consider us as a business, that for me is where the conversation needs to be. A red flag if it's not. A red flag is, why are you here today?